Okay, I used the word correlation in the previous exercise. This one is all about correlation, which refers to how strongly the two variables are related. So if you look at this line here, they're very closely related. We've almost got a perfectly straight line, so we say that's a strong positive correlation. These ones, they're a little bit more spread out. We would call that a moderate positive correlation. These ones, there's still obviously a positive correlation, but it's quite weak. They're a little bit all over the place. There's a thing called the Pearson's correlation coefficient, and we use the letter R for that. R is always between -1 and 1. So if you've got a perfectly straight line like this, then R would equal 1. If you've got a perfectly negative line, it equals -1. Now be careful, it's not the gradient, because the scale on these axes could be anything. This line could look like that, it would still have R equals 1. Okay, now you've got to be careful here, because correlation is not the same thing as causation. So the textbook gives an example where you've got the number of people in a household and the number of TVs they own. Now you may see some correlation there, that more people might have more TVs, but it doesn't mean having more people causes having more TVs, because if someone's really poor, they can't afford more TVs. So it's not causal. More people doesn't cause more TVs. That would imply that any household with more people would have more TVs. It's a common line that people use when they're talking statistics, is that correlation does not imply causation, and that's true. If there's no correlation at all, then R equals 0. On Canvas, I've put a game where you can try and guess the correlation coefficient, see who can get the most right. So we need to have a go at doing this. So if you enter this data into your calculator, now I'm going to do this. So it's bivariate data, so shift mode, we want statistics, sorry, not shift mode, just normal mode, mode 3 for stat, and there it is, number 2, A plus B X. You can see now I've got an X column, a Y column, and a frequency column. Now the frequency column, there's going to be one of each. You can leave that turned on, you can turn it off, it really does not matter. So I'm going to enter this first lot of data. I'm going to go 3, I'm going to put all the X's in first, 2, 8, and 5. And I'm going to go across to the Y column. Now I could go up, 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 up all the way to the top. I could just go down once and it'll take me back to the top. So 4 equals 9 equals 3 equals 7 equals 5 equals. And then once the data's entered, so you've got one of each, then you just press AC just so that it's not on the screen. The calculator will remember it. Then shift 1 is all of these statistics things. And we're finding the correlation coefficient. It's a regression thing. Remember, this chapter is called correlation and regression. So number 5 for regression. And there it is there. 3 is the R. And you need to press equals. 0.89576. Let's just call that 0.90. So 0.90. I will do this other one as well. So just to go back to the data, you can go to 2. It takes you back to the data. It's already there. And there's ways to clear the data. I find it easier just to go mode 3, 2 again, and then it's cleared. So 10, 3, 7, 2, 5. And then for the Y's, we have 1, 8, 4, 9, 5. Press AC, shift 1, 5 for regression, 3 for correlation coefficient, negative 0.99. So that's almost a perfect negative correlation. Look at the numbers. 10 at the beginning gives us a really small one, 1. 2 at the beginning gives us a really big one. So you can see that's a negative correlation.